What up, guys? It's your brother Joe here, and welcome once again to my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. If you haven't seen the last one, then please be sure to go and check that out before you come back and check this one out so that you're all up to date. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, the last 3 races of the season now. It's critical. Every point counts, and we are in contention for the title here in Season 2, and I'm really just giving it everything and hoping that it will be enough to claim the World Championship. And right now, that qualifying just wasn't enough. We are starting P8 for the Mexican Grand Prix. You know, we need to find more pace. This is not good enough. We've got to be up there. And Hubert has qualified 3rd, and our championship rival is 2nd. What can we do?
Here we go then. It's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from 3rd on the grid. And what are the Honda-powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? At 2,285 meters above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Now, I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. They need to win in order to stay in contention for the title. Anything outside of that, and their fate is no longer in their hands.
The key now will be to keep in the right mindset. We've seen time and again that things go wrong if you just try and do the minimum. Not necessarily because of the pressure, but because it's different to your usual approach. They'll need to avoid that and stay focused today.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hubert, Verstappen, Alexander Albon, and Vettel, Ricciardo, Oldtimer, Leclerc, and Esteban Ocon, Norris, Sainz, Sergio Perez, and Stroll, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Antonio Giovinazzi, and George Russell. Grosjean, Latifi, Kvyat, and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot today. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right then, the Mexican Grand Prix is about to get underway. 36 laps. It's lights out and away we go from P8 on the grid. We've made an absolutely brilliant launch, but unfortunately with the second phase we've just not made anything of it. Vettel hogging the inside. We're going to have to move to the left to see if we can make anything up on the outside. Ocon making us go very wide there, thanks to me having to take sudden avoiding action, and we've lost places off that start. That is critical. We cannot afford to lose places. We have gone from 8th to 10th, and we've got Charles Leclerc having a look up my inside here. And, well, I've just gone out wide, giving him too much space, but he's not really done anything with it, has young Leclerc. So we are now in P10, looking at 1 championship point unless we get a move on here. This is very ill-afforded, so we just got to absolutely send for the first few laps. We're having a look at Ocon here, and we're going to try and take him into Sector 2. And what a move that is on Esteban Ocon. Up into P9. And can I just say, a big congratulations to him for the race IRL at the Sakhir Grand Prix for his 2nd place. Brilliant effort there. But back to the game. We are now trying to get past Lando Norris, I believe, to take P8. And we've gone round the outside of Norris there. That is a superb overtake. Next up is Sebastian Vettel, who probably won't be quite as easy to overtake with the illegal straight line speed of that Ferrari, as we can see here. They hadn't added the performance patch at the point of recording this, which was absolutely weeks ago, so unfortunately you're going to have to wait till Season 4 to see what they do with the legal Ferrari. But at the moment we are racing Vettel for 7th, And you can see me here just going to switch to the inside. And, well, that was never going to work, was it? That just was never going to work in a month of Sundays. So, not sure what I was thinking there, but I'm really, really in a rush to make positions up if I can. And Vettel is proving very, very difficult to get by at this present moment. But we're going to use everything we have at our disposal. And hopefully the engine power in our car should get us where we need to be. But the grunt in that Ferrari is still keeping him ahead on the straight. So it's going to have to be a dive into Sector 2 by the looks of it if we can get the run out of here, which we have got. We have got it nicely. We're getting closer, closer, closer. Are we close enough to take a stab up the inside? Yes, we are. Vettel trying to fight me off around the outside, but it's no good. We are now up into P7. And next up is Albon and Ricciardo for 5th. So we are moving our way forwards. These two are quite close together in 5th and 6th place. And in fact, the 4th place car is also very close. So we're not wasting time here. Having a look around the outside of Albon there. Oh, but that move has actually worked because Albon has blown up. That Red Bull is going no further. Albon's car is done for the day. So maybe a stroke of luck there for us, and that has put us nicely into the position. But we are going to use this opportunity to make a pit stop, just in case they make any kind of yellow flag. And I think we took some front wing damage at some point. I can't even see where we took it, to be honest. But we've got it, so we have to kind of pit in and take new parts to the car. And we are now back out. So now we rejoin, and it's up to us to just make the most of the strategy that we now have. Hopefully we can use this time to maybe undercut some people and gain back the time we lost in the pits, as Russell and Latifi are going at it together. And as Latifi's lost a position there, I'm going to try and take advantage while he's vulnerable. As Daniel Ricciardo once said, I like him vulnerable. That is the worst attempt at an Australian accent I've ever done. Please, please don't try that again. We've got ahead of him, and we've got ahead of Russell, and we're now up to Giovinazzi. And well, that was straightforward, wasn't it? Sorry, that was Grosjean we were passing there. Might want to pay attention to what's going on the screen while I'm trying to commentate at the same time. Right, now up is Giovinazzi, and well, that was easy enough, especially with Giovinazzi locking up there. But now we're coming up to the cars that may provide more of a challenge to get past.
Nice work, that brings you up a
We've got Magnussen, then Gasly, and a couple of others there, so let's just pounce on them while we've got the fresh tyre advantage. Magnussen, not the quickest round Sector 2, but we're just so much more traction and grip due to newer tyres. Magnussen on our right. We're going to try and go around the outside here. We've somehow made that work. There's contact ahead of us. I think that's Raikkonen and another car just rubbing wheels there. Not quite sure who it is. I think it's Ricciardo, actually. I'm just right up Gasly's chuff now, but Gasly makes it easier for us by peeling into the pits. And we move up more positions. So we are now comfortably starting to make our way back forwards after the front wing change. Meanwhile, we are watching, I think it's Hubert, or is this us? No, this is us passing Kimi Raikkonen for that. I can't remember what place it was, but that's us passing Kimi Raikkonen, and now we're getting after Daniel Ricciardo. And I think Ocon has also got past Raikkonen for good measure as well. But now it's time for me and Ricciardo to do our dance. I'm not quite sure what that line out the last corner was. I think we've got another car slowing down on the straight. I'm not sure who it is.
Caution.
But another car has blown. And it's Antoine Hubert. It's our teammate. And we have a full safety car here. And we're riding on board with Antoine now. Our teammate who was running so well in this race, unfortunately pulling off. That car is done for the day, and it's gutting to see because he was running quite well with us here, but we've used the safety car to make a pit stop. And we have put on hard tyres, which hopefully should make the end of the Grand Prix, and this could put us in a decent position because I do believe the rest of the AI will have to pit. Right, the race is back underway again, and Kevin Magnussen is giving me plenty to think about there. But I'm not wasting time fighting him and letting him through, because we've got our own race to run here. And if our strategy is going to work, we've got to get through as many of these as possible and not be held up to the point where we lose a pit stop. Because, like I said, if everyone is pitting, this could be our chance to get ourselves straight back in this race. That was a bit ambitious, wasn't it? There was no chance in hell that was going to work. I'm not quite sure why I tried that, but we're now up the inside of Gasly again. And this time, Gasly has to yield. Now we're going to try and go around the outside of Kvyat. No, we're not going to try that. Kvyat's positioned his car quite well, and we've run out of ERS there as well. We've run out of overtake, so we've just got to be a little bit patient here. Stroll has got Kvyat in his sights. In fact, Stroll's locked up. And, well, no, he's done the up and under on us here. What's going on? But we've got the move done. Next up is Kvyat, then Checo Perez, who I just want to say again, congratulations for winning the Sakhir Grand Prix on Sunday. That is an absolutely incredible effort from you. I take my hat off. That was a brilliant effort. I'm so happy to see you win. It should have been George Russell, really, but you know what? I'm so happy for Checo. That's redemption for not only the previous week where the Racing Point engine blew up with just a couple of laps to go, but also Malaysia 2012, the race that should have been yours. Right, back to this race now. We've just got past Daniel Kvyat round the outside. Next up, we've got Checo Perez, who's got Carlos Sainz for company, and we're going to try the outside move, and it's worked on Perez. We are now up into the top 10. But of course, a lot of cars are going to be pitting soon, so we've just got to keep as strong pace as we have. In fact, Checo is right on my rear here. Checo is really keeping me busy, but we managed to keep ahead. And in fact, we're now taking a dive up the inside of Carlos Sainz. That was relatively easy. Perez now getting within that zone of Carlos, as we now try and catch Leclerc and Vettel, who, I still think are pitting, so it's not over for us yet. And in fact, with everyone else pitting, this now puts us nicely into the race lead. And you know what? This is looking very good for us. If we can just hold position here, this would be a race win for us. We're on lap 24 now, going along quite nicely. Oh, but we've gone round! We've gone round, hitting the throttle just that bit too early, and we're spinning round. That could cost us some time against our rivals. We're now facing the right way, thankfully. We don't lose too much, but the two Mercedes are really striving their way forwards now on the cars that haven't pitted yet or are not pitting again. And I think we're now watching Lewis Hamilton force his way past an Alfa Romeo. Wow. We're now 1.8 ahead of Bottas, and our engine is showing signs of wear now, so we're not going to have the optimum pace, and we're only just ahead of Bottas as it stands now, and that we could not afford either. We have now got a 3-second time penalty, which can potentially drop us down to third. So now I'm pushing to try and get the gap, but we've made another mistake there. We've clattered the wall, and round we go. And that is very costly to us, because now we've taken front wing damage. We have to pit. That is gutting. So close from the end. We looked like winning. Then we got the penalty. We probably could have salvaged P3 even with the penalty if we hadn't pushed so hard. But now we are losing a ton of points here, changing this front wing. And what looked like a decent victory or a decent podium, we are now completely out of the points. And you know what? I have only got myself to blame for that one. And truth be told, I was kicking myself, but we have got to get back on it now to try and get back in the points. I'm getting very aggressive with this Alfa Romeo. I am not willing to waste time. We have chopped across and gained 14th place back. And I am just hoping upon hoping that we are able to somehow, despite everything in this race, pull back maybe 1 point or 2 points for fastest lap, because we've currently got the soft tyres as well. So if we can get to 10th, we can pull back 2 points, 1 for 10th place and 1 for fastest lap. But we've got to get into the top 10 first, and it is doable because they're all right there as we begin the last lap. We've just passed Gasly for 13th, so it's still very, very doable. But we can't mess around now. We have to get it done on this lap. Every corner has to be perfect. Every overtake has to be calculated. We cannot afford an error as we grab the fastest lap. So at least that stops Bottas for now getting the fastest lap on us and gaining yet another point. But we've got to make this work now as we dive up the inside of Daniel Kvyat, and we're going to take Lance Stroll here as well, or we're going to go inside the car there. I think we had a bit of ghosting there, but now we're going to get past Sainz, round the outsides, giving the cut back to the inside, and we're in P10, and that is going to be a World Championship point, or should I say 2 World Championship points, provided that Valtteri Bottas does not take the fastest lap, or anyone ahead of us does not take the fastest lap at the end. It is a win for Valtteri Bottas, and we're very nearly on the brink of a second penalty here. Don't forget, we still have to pull out 3 seconds on Sainz, but we have just about, with the tyre advantage, done that. It's P10. It could have been so much more. I am genuinely kicking myself for this one. I'm sorry.
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
We should have been on that podium, but we blew it. That's the only thing I can say there, really. That is a lot of points lost. And so close to the end of the title, you know, every point counts. But there you go. Bottas won, Hamilton second, then it's Verstappen, Ocon and Ricciardo in the top 5, so a great result for Renault. But it's a torrid day for us, on a day that could have been so much better. But we made mistakes, and we are now a few points behind Valtteri Bottas. I think it's 5 points we are down now. So the last 2 races have got to be perfect. We've got to nail Brazil and Abu Dhabi. Well, I'll leave you with the highlights reel. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon.